Hi, everybody. Hi, people that I know. Hi, people that I don't know. This is hi. You guys are welcome to stay back and hang out or come and sit, whatever you want. This mic is for all of our people who are online joining us. Hi. My name is Sarah Bussman. I'm the Director of Community Engagement here. We are so glad. You don't have to sneak. Come on up. Let's put you on the spot. We are so glad that you're here tonight. This is an artist mixer. We want you to get to know each other, but we also want you to get to know us a little bit. So if you have a phone, I hope you have a phone, or your friend has a phone, you can scan this code and tell us who you are. You don't have to, but we like to know what artistic disciplines are represented in our community. If you're not a QR code person, if you just go to menti.com and type in the code 41340368, and that includes our folks online, we'll see who you guys are. So while you're doing that, did everybody get the code? Do we need to go back? We all good? You want to go back? It's totally cool. We can get a code. Oh, look, we're already populating. So you're good. There you go. So while we're populating who's in the room with us, I would like for you guys to know all of the Arts Council folks that are here helping me out today. So thank you, Randy. So that's a perfect introduction, segue. So this is Randy. She's our grants assistant. Randy, how long have you been at the Arts Council now? 2.5 weeks. Yes. I love the love. Randy we're really excited that Randy's here. So we've got Michael Hauk in the corner there. He's our Director of Grants and Allocations. Yeah. Oh, no, Michael didn't get any love, so we'll try better for Kashia Knight, who's our thought that would get it. She's our Arts Education Manager here. We've got, Colin Strother is hiding in the back, our curator. I want to make sure this is like a test for me. Right, I'm going to go this way now. So we've got Miles McKellar-Smith, who's our Director of PR. Okay, people love Miles. I like that. Katie Crawford, who's our Artist in Residence. And we're going to hear from Katie about that program tonight, but I already want, Katie, can you point to where your studio is? So, great. And then I'm going to make you come up to the mic because you're our newest staff member. So, not to put you on the spot, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Josh Murray, and I've been here for 1.5 weeks. So, very happy to join. I'm the Director of Development. Yeah.
So, Director of Development.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us anything about yourself?
No.
Great. Okay. So, did I miss anybody? Arts Council people? Did I miss anybody? Great. Did we miss anybody in the room or online? We've got 22 people who have told us about you guys. I'm going to come over here so I can see who you are. So we've got, great, a lot of visual artists here, some filmmaker and some theater performing artists. That's awesome. Some musicians, a few literary artists, and then we've got some folks who are just here to learn. We love that. Thank you for coming. Like, that's amazing. So this gives us a good capture of who's in the room, and that'll help us kind of talk about what we want to talk about tonight. So if at any point, there we go. If at any point, Randy or I can send you this stuff, if you would prefer, we can send you that tomorrow. You can ask us questions at any point. Please do. You should please make yourself comfortable. So by saying that, I mean, if you feel like you need to stand up, if you have somewhere to be, please make those things happen. Josh, can you point to how you get to the restrooms? So if you've never been in our building before, the restrooms are back there. Please make yourself comfortable. That's what we want. And if you want Wi-Fi, use the Arts Center Wi-Fi, and the password is just capital A Arts Council. Okay. Thank you. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about opportunities for you all, for artists. Some questions. It's open. No, it's not. Okay. And a few resources of general information that you guys might have. So we are going to start tonight. We're going to cover 3 things. Our artist mini grant, which is open to Cumberland County artists of all kinds. So all of those disciplines, you can apply for a mini grant. I see some mini grant artists in the room. So if you got a mini grant before and you want to tell your friends, tell your friends. We're going to talk about the Local Artist Spotlight Gallery, which is open to visual artists. And we're going to talk about the artist in residence. We're very popular tonight. So, yeah. Let's hit it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is the artist in residence. So this is our newest program. This is our pilot year for that program. This is where we invite 2 visual artists throughout the year for a 6-month period to have access to a studio space. They get a stipend, and they get to host their own show at the end. This is where I look really good, especially online, by looking at the camera and saying, this is from a grant from the NEA. Thank you. So we're excited that we have this opportunity for artists here in the space. So I think I put on the next slide. Great. So we've got a deadline of November 15th for that, for a residency that goes January to July, essentially. Your sort of job during that residency is to create and continue your body of work. So what we're looking for is that by the end of the residency, you will have some new pieces to join your already sort of burgeoning collection, and then you'll display those here on these blank walls right now. So at the end of the time, the stipend is, don't get me telling tales, $12.50 a month, $12.50 a month for the 6-month period, and you have access to a studio space. That's all the boring stuff. Go. You got a good question for me? I love it. Hit me with a question.
I'm a poet, and of course, this is your first year doing this fellowship, if you will. And I'm looking at a few fellowships next year for one in Providence, Rhode Island, as well as like Stanford for a writing fellowship.
Great.
So, with this being your pilot year, are you looking forward to adding different avenues of art?
Sure. So we this grant is specific, that we received is specifically for visual arts. So we can't stray outside of that. But it's certainly, we want to make sure we're serving all the disciplines that you saw on that thing, and probably some that I didn't put on there. Like somebody in the audience is like, you didn't put my artistic discipline on there. Is definitely something that we think about, and not to like pre-up what we're going to do later. At the end of this, there's another slide where I'm going to ask you, what are we missing? I would love if you typed that in a box because it's helpful for me to know, like, man, this is something that would go really well here. So thank you for asking. I want to give our artist in residence, Katie Crawford. Can you clap for her again? There we go. Can you tell these fine people and the people on the computer, like what has this experience meant? What would they be excited about?
So it's a great program. If you're thinking about applying, do it. I did not think I was going to get it. I literally got an email, was like, hey, the NEA, thanks guys, gave us this grant to do a pilot program for an artist in residence. If you know anybody, let them know. And I was like, well, hey, I paint. Okay. And I did all of the flip-flopping in my head of like, it's going to be a waste of time. I don't need to get my resume together, blah, 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 blah. So one weekend I was like, you know what? You're trying to start something, do it. And I submitted everything. And the process of going through my resume actually really helped me be like, oh, wait, I used to do this. I used to do this. Look at all these things I have done. And so just applying for this was actually really beneficial artistically and sort of for like just seeing who you are as an artist. And if you forgot something, it's like, oh, hey, there it is. So apply. And two, the experience itself has been fantastic. You have a place to go that is not your house. I've always had a home studio. There's laundry, there's dishes, there's any number of things. You get to go to work. And it's been really helpful for my productivity to have a space that is truly just creating. I get here, whether or not I'm painting, idea building, sketching, whatever, it's about work. And so it kind of takes your art from the realm of something I love to do to actually like, no, I'm at work. And that's been really beneficial for, I think, productivity overall and just confidence building. The other thing that I really like was it gave me the space and chance to feel like I can experiment. I wasn't confined by the space that I had. I wasn't confined by the time that I had. Literally, when I came here, my job was to try and do something. And so I've started painting bigger. I've started doing more complex pieces. And it was just because I had the opportunity. Like, it wasn't going to matter because I was at work. And then it's been cool to have people come in and out. So there is like that social element to it. Every once in a while you're like, wait, I can't stop. Like, I'm literally in the middle of painting a leaf. I'm going to talk, but I'm not going to look at you. So that was kind of interesting to get used to. But overall, all the experiences have been really positive. It's been nice to get feedback as you're working throughout the project. Like, hey, today I painted this one leaf. And you're like, whatever. And the person that comes in is like, hey, that's a really cool leaf. And you're like, thanks, I needed that today. So that's been great. The Arts Council staff is really nice. Coming from a home studio where it's just me by myself, like coming into a building where there are other creative humans has been fantastic. There is like no substitute for like creative community. And I think this was a great opportunity for that. Got to do a workshop. That was fun. And yeah, no, if you have any inkling of applying, like, it's worth your time. I promise. Yeah.
Thank you, Katie.
Okay, bye. Yeah.
I do, like, when we're done, please go see Katie's studio and see her works in progress. And then Katie's show opens on December 6th. So we'll have an opening reception, so you should come. It'll be fun. If you've got questions about SEER, you can see me or any of those staff members that I pointed out. So let's do it. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is our artist mini grants. So this applies to artists of all disciplines. So everybody who ticked a thing, I'm looking at you. I am going to have Michael Hauk come up and talk about the mini grants. So y'all clap for him too.
Hello, this is not amplified. Hello, so yes, I'm going to talk to you for just a couple seconds about our mini grant. This is a program that funds artists living in Cumberland County in any artistic discipline doing any type of public art, whether that be a concert or a film screening, or if you want to go out and make a piece of theater and put that up, if you want to publish a book or host a spoken word poetry night, funds all of those sorts of things. Next slide. So this is one of our most readily available programs. The next deadline is November 1st, which is the week after next. And then you will find out within 6 weeks if you got the grant or not. Programs can start in December and they run for 6 months. So this program will wrap in May of 2025? Yeah. You can get up to $2,000. 25% can go directly into your pocket to pay yourself for being an artist, working in Cumberland County, helping the arts scene here in Cumberland County. As I said previously, it must be tied to a public event and it must be completed within 6 months. Other than that, we look for artistic innovation. We're open to a lot of different types of programs. We love learning about new methods, new mediums. So if you have something that you're unsure if it qualifies, just have a conversation with us. There's usually a way that we can help you figure out how to craft your narrative, which is the basis of the application. We're going to ask you to write a narrative. You're just going to tell us the basic who, what, where, when, why, how of the program. And then we're going to ask you to show us some budget information, which is this is how I plan to use the money. And this is, everything I'm going to execute. Next slide. Oh, that was it. Great. I have some notes because I don't want to forget anything. Let me make sure I just didn't miss anything. Things that you can use your money for, just so that you know, as you're building your public event, you can use it to contract other artists. You can use it for other technical services. If you're putting on a concert, you can hire a sound engineer. You can hire a lighting designer. If you needed to an event at a public venue, we can pay for the space rental for that. It can also, of course, go for your marketing expenses. I think that was it. Yeah, great. Colin. It does. It has to be, the applicant must live in Cumberland County. It can be for a guild or a collective in which all the members must, or the majority members must live in Cumberland County, and the event must take place in Cumberland County. If you are hiring outside artists to come in, if you're a musician and you want to have, 3 on the bill and the other 2 artists are not in Cumberland County, that's fine. You can bring in artists from outside of Cumberland County to promote to help produce your event. Great. Yeah. Exhibits next, or writing next?
No,
It's with the mini grants. So, as I said, it was a narrative-based application, and to give you some best practices of that application, it's Kashia.
Peace, y'all. Peace on the internet world. So for me, you got this lovely sheet of do's and don'ts and general writing tips. Now, so okay, listen to me. These mini grants come to me, okay? So they're coming to me. So what I would try to do is make sure that you have the best application that you can possibly have because it's presented to a board. The grants department does not decide on if you get it or not. Like, we're hands off. So what we do in the grants department is make sure that it's the shiniest, because our grants are competitive. So we just try to make them the most, that they can be. So on this sheet, we have writing tips, do's and don'ts of what we require for our grants. And they're really self-explanatory, but I really want to hone in on these were created because of what we've seen previously on our boards when they were discussing folks' grant. Don't be too fluffy. I know we're all artists, but sometimes we don't need fiction writing or creative writing. When you're trying to say I walk the dog, we don't care that it's a dewy day on a summer morning. You see what I'm saying? So it's just bluff. One of my best acronyms that I learned when I was in the military was bluff. Bottom line up front, please. Just let us know what it is that you're trying to do, how it enriches the community, and all of those things. We understand that you're passionate about your work. That is what's driving you to write this grant, but please, it's still a grant, okay? And so it has to be feasible. It has to make sense. And so when we ask for documentations of your finances, we don't know what's in your head. So we don't no, we don't. We're not in your head. So we have to be able to visualize it. Is that a word? Envision it as we're reading it. Another thing I will say is, I lost it. Oh, also for the grants, the type of things that we're looking for: arts, culture, and history. Those are the things as well that can enrich our community, because art is very vast, and so we can't box in something so creative and so great. So if you aren't sure if your idea is a good idea, or you don't know, hit me up. Let's talk about it. So we can shine some light on it. So I really suggest that you look at these do's and don'ts as you write your grant. There is an information and on your papers, contact information. So if you have any questions at all, please hit me up. You can message me, email me. Don't message me on social media, please. I'll ignore you. Please. You can email me. You can give me a phone call. You can stop by Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, or Friday before 12. You can set an appointment, and then we can talk about your ideas. And also too, yes, this is the November 1st deadline. We would like you to apply immediately if you want to, but we do have other mini grant cycles too as well. We have 2 more after this, so no pressure. So, and also if you feel like you need some more time to flesh out your idea, or just to get everything together, because we're going to ask, if you're contracting an artist, who, what, how much, so it's really important that you have all these details fleshed out, because we'll come back and ask you questions of hey, can you tweak this? And it's up to you. But again, we know what the board wants because we sit in those meetings. So is that it? Is that all I got? Okay. So next is exhibits.
Does anybody have? Yeah. So I want to leave space if anybody's got an immediate question about grants. But if not, these folks are, we're around. We're here for you. Okay. Great. Okay. So the last opportunity we want to talk about is our exhibits. As you can see, our walls are so sad right now. They're asking. They want art on them. They're crying. They're weeping. Some of the spaces are literally they're crying with the paint is coming off because they need art on the walls. So we have lots of calls for art. If you are not on our newsletter, talk to Miles. Miles, wave your hand around. People on the internet, if you're not on our newsletter, what are you doing? Like, get on there because that's where all of our calls for art happen. It's where we announce all of our grants, all of that stuff. But we want to focus in on the local art spotlight tonight. We have a great exhibit going on in there right now. Those deadlines go throughout the year. But our upcoming deadlines for quarterly applications, just like the mini grant, are December 1st and February 15th. The local art spotlight is essentially a space where there's a smaller body of work that gets shown, and it is curated by the individual artist. So that artist gets to curate that space. It's a space where if you're a visual artist and you feel like you have one cohesive idea that you want to present, we're excited about that. Or if you're a visual artist who's starting out at whatever age and you have a smaller body of work and you need a space to view that, that's a great space for that. The local artist spotlight, Kashia, can you wave? So Kashia is standing right in front of the door of the local artist spotlight. It shares a space with our artists in residence. So please go take a look at what that space looks like. It's not fun to just listen to me talk. It's more fun to listen to Colin talk. So can you clap for Colin to come up here? So Colin is a curator and has been really instrumental in developing the local artist spotlight. We just talked about how artist resumes and writing is important. So can you give them any highlights or tips or anything that you feel like they need to know that would make them feel a little bit more comfortable about that space?
Yeah, well, I think you hit on pretty much everything. It is for a developing artist, an artist that maybe has like an idea or trying to put together a body of work. It gives you a smaller space to curate. So if you're, instead of filling up this large gallery where you're looking at maybe 30 to 40 pieces, that allows you to get a little more creative and be a little more intimate. 5 or 6 pieces might fill up the room. I think that gives you a great stepping stone to, what you want to move into it or even into curating your own show. Yeah, I think she pretty much covered everything. She does a lot better than I do. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thanks. So, if you have questions specifically about curation, Colin is a perfect person to talk to because he helps to manage the curation in this space, though we do have guest curators. Our next gallery opening is on November 1st for a show that's called Redefining Indigenous. The opening opening reception for that is from 6 to 8 that night. So mark your calendars. There'll be nice art on the walls and probably where you all are sitting right now. So, okay. Here is our contact information. You don't have to write it down, but you do have to give us your email if you want us to send it to you. So where is that sign? There we go. So Michael has that sign-in sheet. If you sort of popped in and you would like to receive this so that you have all this information, please make sure that we have your email address. And then if we can, oh, perfect. Yes. Here's the page if you want to like scan any of them for SEER, mini grants, local art spotlight. Yeah, there we go. I see some phones. That makes me happy. All of these programs, are programs that we feel really represent our community and represent what we do at the Arts Council well. But also, we like hearing from artists. So if you are sitting in your seat and thinking, wow, I really wish there was, I don't know, a poetry in residence or something else. That's all information that we want to hear. So please, while you're here tonight, grab me. Or if you want to go back to that initial, yeah, Randy's so good. That initial Menti, and this also goes for folks online. You don't even have to tell us who you are, but you can type in what additional programs you wish that we had at the Arts Council. That would be awesome. So again, you can go to menti.com, or if you scanned it and you were there, this slide will pop up, and this is all anonymous too. So does anybody have any questions for us?
I got a question.
Great.
For your artists and residents,
Yes.
what's the criteria that they're gonna take? Is it just off your body of work, or is it your education background and body of work?
Sure. So the Arts in Residence requires a artist statement, an artist resume, and then at least 5 samples of work. And then it's judged on artistic merit, and then we do an interview at the end. So we don't interview everybody because I'm one person, man, and it's not gonna happen. But we interview some folks at the end. Yeah, a great question. Yeah. Any other questions? Great. We hope that you spend the rest of the time getting to know us and getting to know each other. So this is where I'm going to say, this is an artist mixer. So I need to see everybody pulling out your business cards right now, because there is someone in this room who can help make what you have in your brain happen. So y'all get up off your booties, get your business cards, go pass it around, have another drink. Y'all can stay for a little bit and we'll kick you out when it's time. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you.